Let's listen to all your tricky questions.
Yeah. What is the difference between customer success and customer support?
It's gonna be a long story.
I think here we need more details.
Yes, and don't forget to pray.
How much information you have in your head.
Honestly, it was only about two key factors, about two key metrics.
Over and over again, once again and again, like every day.
Be sure that Big Brother watches you.
Well, actually, it was my line. This is the best part of our interview. So you are a hotelier and everything feels fine, the room view is perfect, the towels are fresh and the Wi-Fi is very fast, but the occupancy is not that good and OTA gets all the revenue. And here they come, not superheroes, but very close, our Exely Customer Success Managers. And today I'm very excited to have a special guest on our podcast, Exely Customer Success Lead, Irene. Welcome, Irene.
Hi, Lana. I'm very glad to see you here.
So let's tell our viewers who customer success managers are. And my first question, and it's a very important question for me, how many times a day do you have to explain people around you what is the difference between customer success and customer support?
Well, this is a very interesting question. Honestly, not so often. But a few years ago, when customer success managers only started to work proactive with our partners, we had to explain many times the difference between support team and between customer success team. But the main difference is that customer support team usually works reactive. They work usually with cases which had already happened, but customer success team, we usually work with hoteliers proactive. We try to work with strategies, with direct sales.
Can you please tell an example of your proactive work?
One of the main targets for customer success manager is about monitoring all the key metrics for our partners using our dashboards, because we can see the statistics about the whole country, about every partner which works with Exely, and that's why one of the key cases, what we need to do is just to inform our partner in advance about the trend in the country, just to help to catch the wave, and to earn more.
Mm-hmm. So let's imagine that I am a hotelier and I get Exely solutions. So how do I start working with you?
Usually there are two ways to start working with customer success manager. The first one is when we contact you directly from our side and you don't need to do anything else for it. But the second and the most interesting for us is when the hotelier is already acknowledged in our system and they really want to learn more and to know more about features. For example, there are different hotels and some of them are like small hotels, big hotels, resorts, ski resort and so on. But every property has different strategy for sales, and sometimes they just cannot make the decision from their side. They need help, and if they need help about the strategy, if they need help about some key metrics, about website traffic, about website conversion, about demand in the country or in the region, they can contact us directly.
So basically, I can call you and say like, guys, I have this situation and for example, I want to increase my direct sales and ask you and you will advise me what should I do?
Yes, right, because as I told you before, we have a lot of different dashboards and we can monitor all the key metrics for every property. So that's why we have access to each of these metrics and we can just see which of them are working perfect for you and which of them need to have additional boost from our side or from the side of the hotelier.
Mm-hmm. And do you share this data, these metrics? Can I somehow see it? Because, well, I understand that you send like emails and calls, you have calls explaining these numbers, but I guess that somewhere this information is kept and I shall get access to this.
Actually, every partner has access to the most important metrics in extranet, because maybe you have heard about Advisor. This is one of our very popular tools in extranet, and what is interesting, this is for free, so it means free of charge. And that's why all the most crucial metrics are already there. You can see information there about demand, about conversion rate, about occupancy, about pickup report. So you can compare data of this year with previous year. You can see your results right now. Is it okay for you or no? Because if you have the strategy to work with revenue, not only with occupancy, you should take into consideration all these metrics which already are in extranet.
What I like here is data-driven approach, by the way, and what I'm interested in, is it like one-time contact, or do you contact hotels like from time to time? Maybe you have some system. How does it work?
Well, usually one contact is never enough for our partners, and that's why we try to follow the system and we try to reach out our partners from time to time. Usually this is about once per 2 months. This is normally enough. But why we don't contact our partners just once and that's it? Because even during the whole year, every month, the situation can change. And the seasonality also play a huge role in these metrics. It affects the demand, it affects the traffic, the conversion rate. By the way, there are 2 key metrics you should always take into your focus. And the first one is about the best price, and the second is about the website traffic. If you have in balance both of them, in this case, you can really achieve higher results and you can really boost your direct sales from website. And these metrics are very dynamic. They always change. That's why one contact is not enough. You should always pay attention to these ways.
And it feels like you already became friends with some of the customers because you have so many contacts.
Honestly, yes. Our customer success managers are really very famous for our partners, and we also have local CSM managers. This is really great for them because they can not only call, they can even invite directly to hotel and they can just communicate face to face. This is always great. So they are like, friends, partners, sometimes maybe even more.
Are you not tired explaining this stuff about traffic, best price over and over again, once again and again, like every day?
No, we never tired of repeating all these things because it just seems like everything is the same all the time. But in fact, this is different because every hotel is unique and every hotel has its personal strategy of work, but some of them even don't have this strategy right now, or they are just on the way of creating this strategy. So that's why we always need to learn a little bit more about each property. It seems like the metrics or the approach of work is the same, but honestly, no, it's always different. This also is because all the properties are in different locations, in different countries, because you know that our managers work with many different countries, and for each country the situation can be absolutely different. So that's why this is always like a unique and interesting experience when you try to discover all the points of each property.
Well, it sounds very exciting, like to work, to dive deeper into each property. So what is the difference between these approaches? Like, for example, what you do with, let's say, a hotel chain and a small boutique hotel?
It's gonna be a long story, but let me speak from my heart. Let's take as an example a property which is located on the seashore. First of all, you should check your website traffic. Who are your guests and from which countries they come? Because usually if it is a huge resort, this is very popular property for families, and families usually come with children. If you realize that in your property like 40% of the whole amount of guests come from, I don't know, Europe, and all these people are with children, just make sure that you have really interesting offers for this type of guests. You have prices for children in rates, you have maybe special packages for these guests, and so on. Also, very important is the price which you usually have in your rates, because there are different types of guests. Some of them are quite sensitive for the price difference, and that's why if you have a huge part of such type of guests, you should be sure that your website has early bird rate, because they don't make reservation last moment. They usually make reservation in advance. And if they visit your website, in our dashboards, we can quite often see the demand is growing for some dates, especially for high season, but the conversion rate is too low. And this is because they don't satisfied with the price normally, or they don't have enough payment method that could be really useful if you make reservation in advance. So in this case, you need to check what are the prices in your rates. Do you really have prices for children? Do you have early bird rate? And what about your cancellation rate? Because sometimes for guests, this is really important to have flexible rules. But of course, for high season, it doesn't work. For high season, you already should understand that you have quite high occupancy, you have quite high demand, and you should understand that all the discounts don't work here. This is not necessary for hotels, because usually they work with revenue in this part. Also, this is quite interesting that some of the partners during high season work with paid traffic. We know that around 30% from the whole traffic comes organic from Google, and this is free traffic. This is great. You should make sure that your website is in top 3 position in Google. If me as a guest trying to find a hotel in the center of Istanbul, for example, or in the center of, I don't know, Hanoi in Vietnam, I usually try to click only first page links of this hotel. So usually this is a link from booking.com, from Expedia, and the next is link to the website. You have to be sure that your website is appearing in these top 3 ranking in Google. This is really crucial for organic traffic. But the second step is about paid traffic. And I have seen many times that our partners, especially huge properties with a lot of rooms, they really pay some money to Google to run ads. Very perfect results show Google Hotel ads. It doesn't cost a lot for the partner, usually around $200 or $300 per month, but this is usually enough to catch your guest, to engage to the website, and to convert this guest into the reservation. This type of ads is usually the most effective, and hoteliers usually use it. But for boutique hotels, for example, like a country resort or something like that, so not such a huge properties, but a small boutique properties. For this type of hotels, not always ads are really interesting, because they don't have a lot of rooms, around maybe 20 or 30 rooms, and they usually have quite huge base of repeaters, of the guests who come every year again and again. So that's why they usually use different marketing tools, and this is also very crucial for them. Because you can use mailing, you can use social media, or you can contact directly this person to invite again to visit this property. And for these properties, speaking about rates, the difference is huge with sea and spa resort property, because here you don't need to make you don't need to create some early bird rates. Usually there is a huge share of local guests in such types of properties, and usually they come to visit this hotel for the weekend. And you should create the weekend rate. In these properties, the prices for the weekend are usually higher than the prices for the working days. And this is also specific which we always need to take into account while working with our partners.
I can imagine how much information you have in your head, so you could analyze all this. And I understand that this is just a part of things that you were doing when you were analyzing the hotel profile and the situation. So, well, I think this is the best part of our interview, of our podcast.
Yeah, maybe maybe it was too much from my side.
I think it was,
but
just
it was
perfect.
only about two key metrics. Yeah, about
two types of hotels.
Yeah, about two types of hotels, right?
Yeah.
In general, that's all is just for our partners and to help them to boost their revenue, to grow the direct sales. Because here we are really partners. As you know, we have win-win model of work, so that's why the hotels win is also our win.
It's like having like a personal coach in the gym.
Yeah, but mostly not like a coach, but mostly like a partner. But yeah, it can be like this. You can buy a system, but buying the system, you also buy the expertise. And this expertise is better when you have a coach.
Great. So this is my favorite part of the podcast, because this is the part I ask some tricky questions. I came to different people from our company who are not very familiar to your work, to work of customer success managers.
Do we still have such people?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they prepared some questions that they would like to ask customer success managers if they were hoteliers. And
okay.
The questions are very, very interesting.
Let's listen to all your tricky questions.
Yeah.
Seems like there is a huge list of these questions.
So, Irene, the first question, I will not tell you the names for their safety, but the first question is, do you actually look at our website before every call?
In case if your website doesn't work, of course we don't, but honestly, this is a part of our work, so that's why, yeah, we definitely check everything of your website. We check SEO part, we check usability of the website, and of course we check booking engine, how it is installed and how it works for the guest. Yeah, we do it.
Okay. The next question. Can I ask you to do everything instead of me, like website, promos, and strategy, please?
This is a question which my guys from the team ask me all the time. Because sometimes this is really easier for us to make everything by ourselves, and we don't need to ask the people from the hotel who are really busy to do everything from their side. But honestly, this is a bad practice. Usually we try to teach the partner how to use our system effectively. So that's why this is very crucial for us. We need to contact our partner, and in case, even if you're very, very busy, sometimes we really can prepare email, send it for your approve, and then after you approve it, we can implement some of the features. But it is never about prices, because everything what is about the price strategy, we need our partner to work with. So we don't do it from our side.
Sounds reasonable. Okay. The next question. I have never opened any reports that you sent me. I just pretend that I have done it. Does it influence your karma in a bad way?
No, this affects your personal karma in a bad way, actually. But of course, I'm kidding. But honestly, this is very sad that when we really spend a lot of time to prepare these reports and our partners don't have time to read it. And this is the reason why we use many different sources. We use usually messengers, we use our chats, we use email, we use extranet sometimes. Every customer success manager who is located in a country has a target to prepare country report once per each quarter. And then after this report is done, we already send this information to our partners. This is really important report. So I really ask you to check your email. Maybe right now you can click a pause in this podcast, open your email box and check how many country reports from our company you have. I guess around 5 or 6. So this is the most important information which already is here. We don't try to tell you there about everything, but only about the trends, about new features, and about the results of this year comparing with previous year. And what were the features and what were the strategies that could really give a huge boost for our partners.
Well, I like the way you answer my questions.
All of them?
Yeah. Okay, the next one will be honest. Do you have a secret list of top 10 most stubborn hoteliers?
Well, this is quite a tricky question, but I want to be honest here, and we don't have such type of list because now we have quite loyal and friendly relationship with every our partner. But some time ago, when we started to work with our partners per Exely, we had face-to-face meetings with different representatives from the hotel, and we had these cases when partners were not acknowledged a lot about our work, about our goals, and they all the time thought that we are here to sell something else. But we have the best work in the world and we don't sell anything. Everything what we do during the meeting, we do it for free. Later, after they could see the results of our work, they started to trust us. And what is the most important for me personally and for every customer success manager, that our partners started to ask us directly about help. So it means they really could see the effect, they could see the result of work, and now they can really trust more and they really want to work together with us.
Moving on. One time I accidentally shut down all my sales on my website, but I fixed it fast. Did you see it happen?
Well, if you fixed it fast, maybe the customer success manager could not see it, but be sure that Big Brother watches you. All our dashboards could really see all your closed dates.
Okay.
So honestly, maybe this is not so bad when you accidentally closed some dates in your rates, but then you opened it. But we can see such an interesting metric as no rooms. And what it means we can see how many times and how many guests tried to find some rooms for specific dates in Booking Engine, but unfortunately Booking Engine could not give them any free rooms because everything was sold out. And in this case, of course, you could lose some of your potential guests. So that's why be aware of it.
Okay, so we should be careful about this. The next question, very interesting. Real talk. When things go great for us, for a hotel, do you secretly do a happy dance? Do you have this happy dance? Or it's just like, okay, done, let's go to the next one?
All the time. I'm not lying now because we're really, really happy when we can see that some of the partners could achieve higher and better results. This is our common win like this. And more than that, we actually share these results in our group chats, in our different departments, and sometimes that our marketing team comes to us and asks us, we have seen that you have shared some of the great results of the partner. Just contact please this partner. Could you please collect the success case or some more information about how they could achieve it? And we're like, okay, so sometimes maybe our happy dance should be not so loud as it is now.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice, actually. The next one. Oh, it's interesting. Do you have a make it pretty button so I don't have to do all this stuff to build a promo?
So actually for you, as a hotelier, It can be a make it pretty button, but you just send the request to customer success manager. But the CSM manager usually should do all this hard work. There is no one magic button, unfortunately, but I want to open you one secret that we work now on one interesting killer feature, because you know that many companies use now AI, and we have an idea how we can use AI and to make the life easier for our partners and for us. We can try to create something interesting, like you can have a magic button, and pressing this button you will see the banner which appears on the website with all the interesting special offers and deals for the guest, and maybe even it would be possible to send this information directly to your social media.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. Let's move on. If I forget again how to turn on a promo code, will you get angry at me?
No, why? We'll just send you to customer support team. I'm kidding. No, of course, even if you forgot to do anything else, this is normal because you cannot remember everything. I understand that our system is quite huge, and there are many different and hidden features. So sometimes this is normal that you forget about anything. We can just remind you, this is fine.
Okay, accepted. Well, the next question is actually from me.
Okay.
How many tabs do you have open when preparing for a call with a partner?
Numerous. So usually this is from 20 to 30 tabs.
No way.
Yeah, so many. Right. That's why the preparation process before the call or before the meeting with partner usually takes around 2 hours from our side.
Okay, so I will not distract you when you get prepared for the call. Okay. An interesting one. When you say, let's analyze the funnel, is that a friendly suggestion or a subtle, your site needs help?
This is always about a friendly suggestion, but there are two ways of getting this suggestion from our side. The first case is when it was a call from your side. If the partner just is calling to us and ask us to help his website, and we suggest to analyze the funnel. This is a friendly suggestion from our side, just because we need to understand what is going on the website. But in case if this call is from our side and we call proactive to you and we suggest you to analyze the funnel together, usually we already know that we have some issues, because you know that we already made a research, we analyzed your website before the call, and we already know that there are some steps of this funnel which take more attention. So that's why when we ask you to analyze funnel together with us, usually we want to give you some more questions to clarify some moments, some points, and make decision together to improve this situation.
Okay, I get it. A couple of questions actually left. Oh, you might suggest that this is from me, but it's not. Do I need to do full moon rituals when building a pricing strategy?
Yes, and don't forget to pray. I don't know how to answer this question, but of course, you just take into consideration all the most important metrics in your property. You should take into account the seasonality, the website traffic. You should check the price, if the price is really satisfying for the guests, and so on. So it doesn't matter what is the day or the night of the price installing.
Okay, got it. It's good actually. We don't have to follow the full moon calendar. And my final question. This is the final. Do you keep a list of the weirdest client questions ever? What's in the top of it?
I don't know, maybe if we had it, this question could be on the top of it. I don't know, we don't have the list of such type of questions. Maybe we didn't get any weird questions before.
Okay, so thank you very much. You actually did it in a great way,
Thank you so much.
given a lot
Thank
of
you for
useful
invitation.
information. Yeah. It feels like that it's a very personal work with every hotel. And I'm curious, is it a must-have for a hotel or just a nice bonus from Exely?
This is a good question from your side, but I think both ways it can work effective because usually in huge properties they already have a revenue manager who can be responsible for the strategy of work. But here is also quite tricky case because, you know, from our side, we can see information about not only one property, but we can see information about the whole country, about the whole market trend, about the competitive set, for example, of this property. And taking into consideration all these points, we can be really useful for each other because we have our experience of working with many different properties, with many different countries. And while working together with revenue manager of the hotel, we can make a quite strong collaboration. By the way, we always work not only with the strategy, we usually also work with new features. If we can hear the request of many different partners that we need to set, to implement, to develop some of interesting features, and we are talking with our technical team about it, and technical team could really develop it, then our goal is to inform our partners about this feature and about what it gives you, because all these cases are anyway about the revenue growth. So that's why this is like expertise from our side and expertise from the partner. Not every property has a revenue manager who can work only with the strategy. Unfortunately, we know that for many partners, this is a crucial topic. They have a lack of staff, and one person can work with many different tasks. They are working with sales, they are working with marketing, they are working with revenue, and at the check-in at the same time. So it means they don't have enough focus. And we are here, great hero for this property because we have focus for the strategy only and for the key metrics.
By the way, I'm very curious about this collaboration point because how does it work? Like, do you only work like face to face? Because there are a lot of hotels. How do you have time to collaborate with everyone?
Well, speaking about this, we don't have only one-to-one face-to-face meetings with our partners, of course. We also have some business breakfasts. We arrange our Exely events. We have offline workshops. We have round tables and so on. So we invite our partners all the time for these meetings. Usually this meeting lasts about 2 hours. And you can take a cup of coffee, just take a place and listen all the most important information about our new features, about the market trends, and we can also share with you some success cases with our partners. And after a short coffee break, you can have a networking with us, with sales team, with sometimes support team, and with each other, of course.
That's nice, but I'm sure that these events happen in big cities.
Yeah, honestly, usually we really have all these events in big cities because we have the majority of properties there, but it doesn't mean that all the other properties cannot join our events because we have it not only offline, we also have it online. Usually in advance, we inform all our partners about our events. We have many different webinars, we have many different workshops, we have masterminds and so on, even the series of them. So you can always find this information now on social media. So by the way, follow our YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you can follow, just follow us and you will know all this information about our online events. We would be really happy to see you there.
Well, actually, it was my line. Usually I am encouraging you to follow us at the end of the podcast, but
Sorry.
so I guess that's the final stage of our podcast. Thank you very much, Irene, for this extremely useful information. I'm sure that it will encourage our customers, our hoteliers, to call you more, to ask for your expertise. So please be prepared for the increasing number of calls.
Yeah, we are always ready, and thank you, Lana, for invitation. I was really happy to share with you the small part of our work. But if you want to learn more about our work, about our goals, about how we do it usually, just invite me again and I would join with pleasure.
Bye-bye. See you.
Bye.
Don't forget to follow. Subscribe.